Sunday Fuel is about avoiding that type of dystopian future by funneling wealth to us and our kin. In order to do that, we need a strategy that doesn't just allow you to do 1x leverage, 2x leverage, 3x leverage. We need 50x leverage, boys and girls. We need 50x leverage because that's the only way we can siphon off the productivity, the wealth, the energy stored and put it into our own pockets in order to become wealthier. In order to have a better future, Peter, we need to be the elite class. I I, I think all elites say that, and they're right.
Right. Hmm.
And they're right. So let's
That's
go
right.
ahead and be the elite class. Talking about the trades that we had last week, talk about a boring week. Peter, nothing happened. Right after we had our run up from the bottom, let's take a look at a 2 hour Bitcoin chart. We had this run up from the bottom that your boy Secret Profit predicted. 30% run up all the way up to the daily VWAP level. And remember when I was telling you, like, when there's no other VWAP levels like nearby,
Yeah.
like it's sideways. It's basically sideways until we get to over here. Once we cleared this VWAP, these two VWAP levels, and we headed downwards to clear all the remaining ones. The idea is that we're headed towards this yearly volume weighted average price, and then we cleared all that. Around over here is when the $74,000 level was cleared by the yearly wave, so that downside risk is gone, and we moved up to over here. And I was sort of like, okay, where are we going to go from here? Our weekly trade from last week was setting up the 80,000 level as the target level, and we just basically stayed sideways in this bull flag. Super boring. And so the only trades that really happened last week, there was just so minimal. I only even took one of them. Was over here where so this is our weekly start, and so the day for that day was over here. Where are you? Over here. This was the daily level for no, that was the previous week. This was the daily level, and so there was no trade to take for that first day because we were already oscillating around that level. It already cleared. Then the next day starts off, and we had this move up. This move up, by the way, I did talk about it in our crypto group. Over here, we take a look at the daily. You'll see here that actually we did talk about this last week. This trend here,
Yeah.
that we were going to hit against that multiple times, and that's what we did. We hit it over here. We got near over here. Basically, we just wicked out into this level. So that was the level I was aiming for, which is why I think I tweeted out that 86.2 was it 86.2 something like
86.2.
yeah
Yeah.
86.2 was the level I was aiming for a short. So that was like right around here. I took my short from over there, and then so that was up over here, and then this came down. It came down to this level here is where I covered my short, um, which is fine because then even though it went down lower to the trend, it bounced right back up. Right, where did it bounce back up to? To this daily level. So I actually took a trade from over here. Sorry, from over here up to this daily level, but I didn't even bother tweeting it out because one, I'm bored by putting out all the different signals constantly every single day. I was just doing that just to show, hey, look, sometimes you just got to get to the basketball court and just throw a couple of free throws, some 3 point shots. People go, okay, he can really nail it, and then you walk off cool style. You do that every single day, it gets a little bit boring. It's very boring for me. Plus, we have a whole system going to be created soon where we're going to be able to see that. In fact, I'm not going to even show you into it now. Do I even have it up here?
Hold back. Hold back.
Fine.
Don't let him see just yet.
No, no, not the dashboard. I wanted to show something else over here. Where do I have it? Is it you? Here. So I'm just building it out.
All right.
I'm just refining the system over here so that you guys can see running different metrics on it. Trying to get the different setup. Basically, I'm trying to turn the setup that I've been tweeting out into the perfect setups. I want to get the perfect trades and then have different position sizes depending on them. But we're moving towards that direction. But essentially, the levels are being hit the way they're supposed to.
Is that
So over
even
here,
possible to get the perfect anything? Isn't
well,
that just like I've got a system to beat blackjack?
not to beat blackjack, but to beat $20 table in poker. to come out ahead.
Hmm.
So last week we had here this daily level. It was hit. Daily level hit. So we hit it here. We hit it here. And then after that, it was so close to sideways that there was no real point in taking any other trades. This one was so close. This other one was, I mean, we started the day on it, and we came back down to it, and here we're underneath, kind of back to it. So we're literally just consolidating sideways. So there's not a lot of
But
trade.
isn't M2, isn't global liquidity going up? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, and this is exactly what I expected. So if we take a look at the M2 liquidity, oh, sorry, not just M2 liquidity, global dollar liquidity, we had this run up from the bottom over here, which is exactly what we expected, exactly around the days that we talked about. We had the run up, and then we have the sideways period over here, right? Which is
Hmm.
exactly the sideways period that we're in. So then I am expecting around, I was actually expecting getting down to this 80,000 level by April 21st, like around here, uh, basically this weekend, and then a rise up Monday, Tuesday next week. And this rise up would be something like we get to, 87.5, let's call it, maybe even lower than that, as we jump forward. So that would be this leg up. But it all depends, right? I'm doing a 78-day offset, but it's not exactly that. You have to imagine that the offset dilates depending on the liquidity conditions that we're in right now.
Hmm.
Um, and so I'm expecting sometime this week to get another step change up. And it makes sense because we have now been testing this down range level again, 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 and again, and again, and we're going to cross over it and eventually break. Um, and that's a correction that happens in time instead of in price. I would still feel way more comfortable getting down to over here, but it is bullish that it's not getting down there, right? So you're like, well, what happened to the liquidity? Well, it's buoying the price because we should actually have way more volatility.
Hmm.
When Bitcoin behaves in this low volatility area, it means there's this competition between the price that's actually pretty dynamic,
Right.
that's happening there, or we get a drop off. Plus, we're headed into Easter, right? It's Easter today. So, that makes sense that there's not a lot of volume. But I would expect by tonight, I mean, that's what I would think, to get down to this level of here, 80,000. If we don't, it doesn't matter how far we get to, the likelihood is that we're going to get to 80,000. So you actually want that to happen as soon as possible, because it's not likely that we're going to avoid this level. And if we keep getting levels that it crosses, so let's say the next week's level is going to be around 84.4. It's not confirmed yet, but 84.4. But let's say we cross up over here and we don't get down there and we get higher and higher. Well, we're headed we're headed down.